1. Yes, sir. So for number 1, at the top of your paper, sorry about that. On the top of your paper, you need to write mama. Where it says multiply and power rules, you need to write mama, okay? We're going to start out with the mama rule today. Mama rule means you multiply the big numbers, so you need to write this, please. Multiply the big numbers, and you add the little numbers. So you need to write all that down. The mama rule, whenever I say the mama rule, I mean multiply your big numbers and add your little numbers. That's what I mean by that. Okay, on number 1, go ahead and write mama. Whenever you see 2 sets of parentheses, that's when you know you're doing the mama rule. Okay, so on number 1, can anybody tell me what number I can put in front of the X? 1, very good. So you put a 1 here. Go ahead and write that on your own paper. Put a 1 in front. And same thing, you're going to put a 1 in front of this other X. So according to this rule, I multiply the big numbers. By big numbers, I mean the ones in front. That's what I mean by that. So what is 1 times 1? 1. So you put a 1. Then you're going to drop down your X. Don't forget about dropping down your X. And when I say add the little numbers, I mean your exponents. I mean the ones up here. So you're going to add 5 and 2, which is 7. So your answer is 1x to the 7th. Okay? Okay, number 2. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to write mama above it. That way you know what rule, because there's a couple different rules. But the first one we're doing is mama. When there's 2 parentheses, you do the mama rule. What number do I want you to put in front of the A's? 1s. I also want you to put a little 1 with this A up here. See where this A doesn't have a number up high? I want you to put a 1 there. So you should have all that on your paper. Okay, so what am I doing with the big ones in front? Multiplying. What's 1 times 1? 1. Then what do I have to put beside the 1? An A, very good. And what do I do with the 1 and the 3? Add them, and 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay? Okay, number 3. Number 3. Monica, what do I want you to do first? Put 1s in front. And it's got 2 parentheses, so that means it's the mama rule. So I put 1s in front. Do not put 1s in the middle where the Y's are. Don't put 1s in there. A lot of people like to do that, but it ends up messing your answer up. So don't put 1s in the middle, just in the very front. Okay? There's somewhere else that I need to put a 1. Anybody? Where else does a 1 need to go? Over the Y. Very good. Okay. I'm going to multiply my big number. So 1 times 1 is 1. Okay. Drop down your X. You just add the X's. You just add the X's. So what's with the first X? A 2. What's with the second X? 3. You only add the X's. So what's 2 plus 3? 5. And then you do the Y's separately. Okay? It's kind of like when I eat my dinner, I like to eat all my peas first, and then I eat my corn. I don't like to mix them up. Okay? So we're going to do the X's first, and then the Y's. All right, so Y has a what with it? 4. What else does the Y have? What are we doing with the 4 and the 1? Adding. Very good. You add the little number. So that gives me Y to the 5th. Okay? All right. Try number 4 on your own. Try number 4 on your own. right, Blake, you want to give it a shot? Okay. Just, you can tell me the answer or you can help me work it, whichever one you prefer. Very good. So just put a 1 in the very front, guys. Just a 1 in the very front. A to the 7th, add the A's, and then B, you add the 2 and 2, gives you 4. Don't put a 1 in the middle of it. Just a 1 in the front. How many people got that one right? All right. Looking good. All right, number 5. Do I need to put a 1 in front of this 3? No, there's already a number there. There's already a 3. Okay? All right. Gracie, what am I going to do with the 3 and the negative 2? Add them or multiply them? All right, so they're big numbers because they're in front. What does it say to do with the big? Times it. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. A positive times a negative is a negative. Haley, what comes next after the negative 6? The x. And Chuck, what am I going to do with the 2 and the 4? Very good, which gives me 6. Guys, is there anything to put with the y? What do you think we're going to do with it? Very good. We're going to drop it down. That's what we always do when there's nothing to put with it. So that was the ma rule. Okay? Same thing on number 6. It's the ma rule. Daniel, what do you think I'm going to do with 5 and 2? Nope. 5 and 2 are big numbers. You have to multiply your big numbers. Chad, what am I going to do next? Very good. With what letter? A. I'm going to put the A's, add the A. So, Chad, what does that give me? A to the what? All right, Tamara, help me with the last part. Close. What do you have to put with this B? A 1. So it's going to be B to the 6. Don't forget about that. Don't forget. So B to the 6. Okay. Number 7. Zaria, what am I going to do with negative 2 and negative 4? Very good, which gives me 8. Negative times negative is a positive. Monica, help me with the next part. What do I do next? What? Okay, so with this x, all right, guys, let me see if I can explain this better. This 4 doesn't go with the x. What does this 4 go with? The y. This x needs its own number. So it's going to be a little 1, and it's hard for me to get my marker exactly there. But this x has a 1 with it. Where else should I put a 1? With this y down here. So I'm going to do my x's and y's separately, okay? Remember, I like to eat all my peas first and then eat my corn. I don't like to mix them up. So Monica, it's going to be x to the what? What do I do for x? Add what? Add 1 and 3, which gives you 4. Okay, good. Ethan G., what else needs to go on this problem? Y to the 5th. Very good. How'd you get that? Put your Y's together. Number 8. Ethan H., what am I doing with negative 6 and 3? All right, what does that give you, Ethan H? Close, negative 18. Andrea, what do I need to do with the A's? What do I need to put with them? And then what do I do with the 1s, Andrea? Very good. So that's going to give me A to the what? And Blake, finish it for me. What else would be in my answer? Very good, because he put a 1 with the B too, which is correct. Okay? All right, on the side of your paper, see if I can get the... Okay, let's see, number 1, Chad, what'd you get for 1? Good. Number 2, Ethan H., what you got? And number 3, Monica? All right, this next section It's called power to a power. How many sets of parentheses do we have on this one? Just one set. So it's not the mama rule, okay? So the mama rule is when you have two sets, like here. This was the mama rule. The mama rule means you multiply the big numbers and you add the smaller numbers. Okay, this is a new rule because I only have one set of parentheses. Okay, here I have a 3 and a 2. I have a 3 and a 2. Are they both little numbers? Yes. What's the only thing between the 3 and the 2? Parenthesis. What does a parenthesis mean to do? Times. So you're going to times these when they're right next to each other. When there's only one set of parentheses, you multiply the little numbers. So write that down. You multiply the little numbers when there's only one set of parentheses. Okay? So what is 3 times 2? 6. So this is going to be x to the 6th power. X to the 6th power. Okay, on number 2, I have a 5 and a 3. They're both little numbers. What's the only thing between the 5 and the 3? A parenthesis. What does a parenthesis mean to do? Multiply. So what is 5 times 3? 15. So it's going to be a to the 15th power. A to the 15th power. Okay. All right, number 3, we have to do our x's and y's separately. Okay, do not mix them up. I don't like that. Don't mix them up. We do them separately. So I'm going to do 2, that's with the x, and then this 2. So this 2 goes to both of them. If you want to draw an arrow to both to remind you later what's happening, that might be helpful. So I'm doing 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. So it's x to the 4th. Okay. All right. 4 and 2. Andrea, what am I doing with 4 and 2? Timesing them. So that gives me y to the 8th. Y to the 8th. Okay. Tamara, what would be most helpful to do first on this problem? Right here. Okay. Put an X right there. That'd be helpful. Haley, what else would be helpful to do on this problem? Multiply what? Oh, okay. So this one we got to do something. Anybody? Monica? Yes. Put a 1 with this X. Put a 1 with that X. So Haley, what should we multiply first? So we got to multiply 1 times 5. That's what we're going to multiply first. 1 times 5. What is 1 times 5? 5. Okay, so multiply the 1 and the 5. Tamara, what else are we doing on this problem? Which gives you? Very good. Okay. Questions? Okay. Number 5. Number 5. We got a little curveball coming. Is this 2 a little number? No. You cannot multiply 2 and 4 because this is a big number and a little number. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write 2 to the 4th power. 2 to the 4th power. Now, are 3 and 4 both little numbers? So what do you think I can do with those? Times them, which gives me a to the what? 12th. All right, in your calculators, I want you to type in 2. Type in a 2 and then use the caret key. Have we talked about the caret key yet in this class? Okay, it's underneath the clear. It's underneath the clear button. It looks like an arrow. Sees -4 to the 3rd, or the calculator will give you the wrong answer. If it's negative, you got to use parentheses. So -4 to the 3rd. Haley, what am I going to do with 2 and 3 right here? Very good, which gives me x to the 6th. Okay. Chad, what do you get when you type that in your calculator? -4 to the 3rd. So your final answer is negative 64 x to the 6. Negative 64 x to the 6. Okay. All right, number 7. Gracie, what do I need to write right here for this problem? What do I do first? I'm going to put the negative 3 in parentheses. What am I going to put with the negative 3? What number is going to go right here? 2. Okay, so this 2 goes to both of them. This 2 goes to both of them. Daniel, what am I going to do with a to the 3rd and this square right here? What am I going to do with these 2? Which gives me a to the what? Ethan G, this is not my final answer. You have to put this part in your calculator. What do you get? 9. Good. Positive 9. Why do you get positive 9 if it was a negative 3? Okay, so what does negative 3 to the 2nd mean that the calculator's doing? Negative 3 times negative 3. What's a negative times a negative? Positive. Okay. All right, number 8. Chad, what should I write right here to work out number 8? Huh? Are there 2 sets of parentheses? Nope, so we don't do the mama rule. We have to do 5. What am I going to do with that 5? I'm asking Chad. What am I going to do with the 5, Chad? Put a 2. Whatever's on the outside is going to all of them. So put a 2 with it. Okay? All right. Blake, what am I going to do with this x to the 6? Okay? Very good, Blake. He said 6 times 2 is 12. Very good. Chuck, what else am I going to do on this problem? Before that, though, help me with the y. I got to put a y here. What do I put with this y right here? Okay, and what do I do with that 1? Very good, which just gives you 2. Good. Monica, is this my final answer? I got to put this part in the calculator. So what does that give you? So the answer is 25, x to the 12th, y to the 2nd. That's the final answer. It's the final answer. Okay, some more OYOs.